Country roads, take me home. It's been 17 years, but Rich Rodriguez is back where he belongs as the head coach at West Virginia. One of the most intriguing storylines throughout this offseason. There's a lot of excitement being generated in Morgantown. Can Rich Rodriguez come in and lead this program to new heights, or back to the same heights he had them from 2001 to 2007, where he went 60-26 with 3 straight double-digit win seasons from 2005 to 2007. That is absolutely the hope, and something that Rodriguez absolutely can do. But it won't happen in 2025. Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, guys. Ready to briefly preview some West Virginia football before we get to their official prediction coming up in just a few weeks. But as always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below. That includes our website, thegridironexpert.com, home to our expert picks, home to our weekly newsletters, and tons of exclusive content to help you throughout this offseason, one that is going by extremely fast. It's going to be over before you know it. All more reason to become a member of our GE Nation, to get your daily football fix with us year-round. And again, once prediction season starts, it is full steam ahead until the very end of the season. So do not miss out on that. Again, we want you to become a member of our GE Nation today. So, I'm pumped about this hire, right? I'm not even a West Virginia fan, just a diehard college football fan, and I thought this was a great move by West Virginia to bring back a guy who did so well with this program so many years ago and has kind of seen a resurgence in his career, right? You know, Rich Rodriguez, he leaves West Virginia to take the Michigan job, and that's an understandable move. I mean, I get it. You know, I understand why he did it, but didn't pan out very well at Michigan. Wasn't all that great at Arizona after that, but has done well these last couple years at Jacksonville State. You know, helped lead that transition from the FCS to the FBS, did very well with the Gamecocks at the FBS level in the Conference USA, now returns to West Virginia. You take a look at what the Mountaineers are going up against, right? The Neil Brown era didn't really go all that well. Decent season in 2023, bought him some more time. 2024, he needed to have another good year. That didn't happen. The Mountaineers going to 6-7 with just 2 losses by 1 possession. So the majority of their losses they were getting blown out in. They also, one of those 1-possession losses was in their bowl game, 42-37 to Memphis. The offense was okay, ranking 53rd in the nation. The defense was worse, ranking 110th in the nation. It was clear that this program needed just hit the reset button. They needed new leadership. They needed new life. They needed a new culture. Who better to do that than Rich Rodriguez, who did all those things, did extremely well back right after the turn of the century. Take a look at the offense and what they've got going for them. Not much, right? West Virginia, I mean, this is a new coaching regime with a team that wasn't all that great last year. He's coming in with his new style and new players and obviously in a new era of college football that makes it a lot more difficult to win anywhere than it was back from 2001 to 2007. They don't have a lot coming back from last year. Maybe that's a good thing. They do return their quarterback, Nico Marchiol, who does have some talent there. They also have the Texas A&M transfer, Jalen Henderson, that are both going to be competing for that job. Jaheim White does return at running back, a big get for Rodriguez. Rushed for over 800 yards last year and 7 touchdowns. He does bring a handful of transfers, of course, from his Jacksonville State squad, including their star wide receiver and Cam Vaughn. But overall, this is a West Virginia team offensively that does have a lot of questions and a lot of holes to fill, and none bigger than at the quarterback position. Defensively, we just mentioned it. They ranked 110th nationally last year. They need a lot of improvement on that side of the ball. They allowed nearly 32 points per game. They allowed over 270 passing yards per game. There's not a single starter on West Virginia's defense that returns this year. There are some guys that played that do return, but like a full-time starter, they don't have them. So kind of a complete reset button on the defensive side of the ball. Rodriguez did go out. He's bringing in a great transfer, Jamori Robinson. Conference USA Defensive Player of the Year from UTSA, had 10.5 sacks and 17 tackles for a loss last year. Michael Coates Jr. from Nevada comes in at cornerback, extremely highly rated cornerback, but highly graded cornerback, I should say, but underrated if you're not a big college football fan or don't really pay much attention to the Wolfpack, who weren't that good last year. So some key pieces coming in from the transfer portal that can make an immediate impact for West Virginia. But again, how quickly can they fix this defense? How quickly can this team start to compete in what's going to be a very competitive and wide open Big 12? Well, you take a look at the Mountaineers' schedule, and again, we're going to predict every game for West Virginia here in just a few weeks. So if you're a West Virginia fan or you just like this content, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Subscribe to the channel because we're predicting every single team game by game with deeper analysis than we're giving you right now. The schedule for the Mountaineers should lead to a 2-0 start. Beat Robert Morris. Go on the road to Ohio. Those games are always tricky. Traveling to a group of 5 school, but I think they'll beat Ohio in theory. So they're 2-0, and then, of course, they host Pittsburgh, backyard brawl. If you're West Virginia, of course, you're hoping for a 3-0 start, but at the worst, you're looking at 2-1. But then when you get into conference play, it is just so brutal for the Mountaineers, right? Specifically to me, the road slate. They have to go on the road to Kansas, BYU, UCF, and Arizona State. Provo was very difficult, and BYU was great last year, should be again this year. The desert at Arizona State, not an easy place to play. A very experienced squad that just won the Big 12 last year. You have to go on the road to them. Orlando, not an easy place to play by any means. And then Kansas, new stadium for the Jayhawks. Disappointing last year, should bounce back a little bit this year. Tough road slate. And then it's like, okay, well, what about the home slate? Let's say we lose all our road games. Can we make it up for it at home? I don't know. You got to play Utah, TCU, Colorado, and Texas Tech, who is going to be one of the better teams in the Big 12 this year because, money talks. Bottom line is, this is one of the most difficult schedules in the Big 12 for any Big 12 team, right? West Virginia just got a horrible hand on the way this all lined up. You're playing, again, Texas Tech, who's going to be elite. The reigning Big 12 champions in Arizona State. BYU, again, on the road. Utah, who's always tough. Colorado was good last year, but obviously going to have some questions now with the loss of Shadur Sanders and Travis Hunter and guys like that. TCU won 9 games last year, right? I mean, this is a tough schedule for a team that right now is kind of devoid of talent, is bringing in a new head coach. It's got a lot of questions on both sides of the ball, trying to lay a foundation. I look at this schedule and I say West Virginia could maybe be favored in 4 or 5 games, and that might even be pushing it. 5 certainly might be pushing it. 4 maybe could get that one because they should be favored against Robert Morris, should be favored against Ohio, and then just depending on how the season goes, maybe they're favored against Pitt, maybe they're favored against, Colorado or UCF or Kansas. I don't know, but 5 is the very max. I would go as low as 3 to 5 games could they be favored in, meaning they're going to have to pull off some upsets if they want to get somewhere. West Virginia, I don't think is going to compete at a high level in 2025. I think making a bowl game, just getting to 6-6 would be a phenomenal year for Rich Rodriguez in his return. This is a rebuilding project. He's kind of inheriting a pretty bare cupboard right now. This is a rebuilding project, an opportunity for him to come back in, lay this foundation, and rebuild the Mountaineers, get them back to the glory days that he led them to back in the early 2000s. Remember, in year 1, back in 2001, Rich Rodriguez went 3-8 in his first year. His first year with the Mountaineers, he went 3-8. The next year, he went 9-4. History might be repeating itself. Year 1, 2025, might not go all that well. Not saying they're going to go 3-9. Maybe they go 4-8. Maybe they go 5-7. But they might not make a bowl game. But he lays that foundation in year 2. Sky could be the limit. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Let us know what you think about Rich Rodriguez and his return to Morgantown. Will it pan out just like it did back in the early 2000s? Will it be a flop? Let us know. We're going to be predicting their schedule very soon for more analysis on that. We do want to hear from you. All the reasons to like, comment, subscribe, share the videos. Check out everything down in the description below. You know the drill, thegridironexpert.com. Home to those expert picks, home to our weekly newsletters, home to tons of exclusive content to help you get through this offseason and content that you're going to want to have throughout the regular season as well. Take advantage of it. Become a member of our GE Nation. And once again, as always, thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.